Yeah, hi folks. Now in this video, Richard Dawkins talks about Maori ways of knowing.
Richard, what is your star sign?
I will ignore that question.
I thought you might. It was just a test to make sure you're the real Richard Dawkins. One of the policies or behaviours of which you've been critical is Maori ways of knowing. What are Maori ways of knowing?
I came across this in New Zealand about a year ago, and now I suppose it is, when I found myself rushing headlong into a controversy. The then Labour government in New Zealand had implemented an education policy in which science classes were to be taught Maori so-called ways of knowing as of equal status to what they call Western science, which just means science. And so this is in the interest of sort of showing respect to the indigenous population that were indigenous for a few centuries, a couple of centuries before the British arrived in New Zealand. And so, of course, nobody could object to teaching Maori folklore or as history of New Zealand, but to teach it as science is dubious to say the least. And a group of distinguished New Zealand scientists got together and wrote a letter to a New Zealand journal called The Listener. And they then were ostracized in various ways for this heresy. And several of them were fellows of the New Zealand Royal Society, and they were threatened with expulsion from the New Zealand Royal Society. When I visited New Zealand, I was invited to lunch to speak to this group of scientists and was briefed by them. One of them had his lectures cancelled. He wasn't allowed to lecture to students because it was thought to be students were said to feel unsafe in his presence because he objected to teaching Maori folklore as science.
But you must admit, Maori are wise, especially the women.
Tell me, young crone, is this Putney?
That it be.
Yes, it is, not that it be. You don't have to talk in that stupid voice to me. I'm not a tourist. I seek information about a wise woman.
The wise woman. The wise woman.
Yes, the wise woman.
Two things, my lord, must ye know of the wise woman.
Yes?
First, she is a woman. And second, she is...
Wise?
You do know her, then?
No, just a wild stab in the dark, which is incidentally what you'll be getting if you don't start being a bit more helpful.
And here she is, the wise woman.